Good morning, everybody. It is September the 16th. Time to kick off another trading day. And there was a lot of call buying yesterday in the 30-year and the 10-year. And a lot of profit taking done on puts. So my feeling is that the selling, for whatever the reasons, the big guys got the market in the shape that they wanted to get it into. And they're ready to play from the long side, and they just need a little bit of help from the news or from the stock market. And the stock market is pointed lower this morning, and that might be the impetus that puts us up. Hong Kong, Japan's markets were up. Shanghai, the EU, UK markets were down. Our markets are down overnight. And Deutsche Bank's the bad guy. They've been fined $14 billion by our Department of Justice, and they said they're not going to pay. When they said they weren't going to pay, the bottom fell out of their stock in Europe. So, it'd be nice to see some large organizations stand up and fight the shakedown that our government has done. Most companies, most large banks have considered it a cost of doing business. They admit to no wrong. They were forced to sell those mortgages and package them the way they were, by political pressure from the DOJ, as a matter of fact. And they've all paid their fines willingly and gone down the road, and they're making money hand over fist. Hopefully Deutsche Bank can find a way to prevail. Deutsche Bank's in trouble. Their bank mentioned for their derivatives exposure, other people's exposure to Deutsche Bank. A lot of people think that the next financial crisis starts with Deutsche Bank. So bottom line is that Deutsche Bank doesn't have $14 billion unless they get bailed out by the ECB or Germany or somebody else. Today's news, no other news to speak of overnight. CPI plus 1/10, core plus 2/10. Both could come in lower than forecast. Consumer sentiment at 90.8 could come in lower than forecast. And last week's Baker Hughes rig count was 642 for North America. That could come in higher than forecast. I think the news focus is the direction of the E-mini today. And if it continues to sell, we should go up. So where's resistance? 28.29. So first sells 27 to 31. Second sells 03 to 07. Everything is pointed higher right now, including the end split from yesterday. So there are your splits. That's the way you should set them up. On the buy side, 16 to 20 is support, so 21 to 17, buy one. 9 to 13, buy two. I do like the long side better until we see what happens in the E-mini. So why do I have a sell out there at 27 to 31? It's resistance. And if we don't get through that, we can take a look at the short side. Obviously, selling against the buck is a better play than selling against 28. Okay, they'll be jockeying next week. Will the Fed raise or not raise? Interest rates on next Wednesday, on the 21st. That's going to be the play. And my guess is, for reasons off-stated, is that the economy is in too bad a shape, and the Democrat candidate for president is in too bad a shape to raise interest rates right now. 2024's first resistance. First sells 27 to 31 against the buck. That's just a sell against the buck. Then 7 to 11. On the buy side, pretty good support, 4 to 8. So 29 to 01, buy one. 21.25, buy two. Down to the direction of the E-mini. Gold was off last night like we thought it might be. It traded with and against the stock market yesterday. It traded with the good news. It traded down. Hard to say exactly what's going on in gold, but what we can see is that volume is moving lower through each of the distributions. So as long as we stay below 25, this market can sell. First sell is 19 to 21, followed by 24, 26. On the buy side, 10 to 12. Obviously, we got to break 15 to get there, and we're at 1604, but maybe a little bit lower. Might take 15s to get in. Just stops just below 15. And 5 to 7 for buy 2. Well, I think my finally back in sync with the euro. Hope so. I was just a week early. Like everything is finally filled in correctly. Details, right? Okay, Frankfurt time as opposed to London time quite often now is the start of the market. We've got ourselves a mom. So the break in the market is in the 80 to 90 area. Last rotate up stopped at 75, so 75 to 85, sell 1. 113 even, 113.10, sell 2. Buy side, I think we're headed lower, so the first little bit of support will be 12.50, buy 1, followed by 12.25, buy 2. What's crude going to bring today? Prices are going to fluctuate, right? Okay, there again is Frankfurt time. People getting the jump on the market. I think we're headed to 42.50, but stops below 43 will be the first little band of support that we've seen. So buy 1's 42.75. I really don't like the long side. Low volume numbers at 42.50, so 42 and a quarter, 42.50 buy 2. Might be getting OPEC's attention by running prices down into the September 28th meeting, interim meeting. 43.25, 50, sell 1. 43.75, 44, sell 2. Got B's behind us. And if I were to put this, move that over to that, it would be a B, B, B. So everything is pointed lower. Okay, I don't think the ES can really rally up and out in the market spine until we get a retest of the 2100 level. Right there. Pretty clean break in the 2110, 12 area. Obviously there's a seller above 35, so 35 is being rejected. You can see that in the tails on this chart. And you can see that 2111 has been support. They're at 29 right now, so 35 to 40 is prime sell territory. Then it jumps up to 2150, 2155. Prime buy territory starts at 2110 to 12, and we're quite a ways away with it. 2129 right now. So the issue for the United States market, which we are the dog, the rest of the world's market tend to be the tail unless there's a major piece of news, is that will 21.25 hold up? Will 21.35 hold up? So we'll put our first sell 34.36, second sell 39.41. On the buy side, I think we got Bs. I think we're headed a little bit lower. I think we can go lower. So let's start out 21.22. I'm going to put a question mark at 25. Stops below that. Then 15.17. So basically 21.15, 21.20 is the buy zone, and then 21.35 to 40 is the sell zone. CPI plus 1/10. Core plus 0.2. Consumer sentiment 90.8. And Baker Hughes rig count, don't know what the guesstimate is. 642 is last week's. Probably consumer sentiment will be more of the market's focus than CPI. The precursor, the leader, is PPI. It's not CPI. CPI is the effect of that. So PPI has been rather benign. Going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.